This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So now, yesterday we were discussing the S3 read after write replica, and we created some of the buckets. So let me log into the account and then we can probably discuss further. Let me put the OTP, OTP code. Just a second. Yes, so this is the auto scaling group. As you can see, all the instances are terminated because we terminated auto scaling group. Okay. Now coming back to the S3 bucket. So let me go to the S3 management console, and we also discussed the features of the S3 bucket, right? And we created that bucket that day, and we were discussing. And recently AWS have made an announcement that going forward there won't be ACLs for all the newly created buckets from 2023. So there is one date. So after that date there won't be any this thing. Clear? Okay, so let us go further. And yesterday we stopped our discussion with the, just a second.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so let us continue. Yes, so yesterday we had stopped the discussion on the life cycle management. Okay, so why we have this life cycle management? Because, so let me go to this diagram here. I think all of you can see, right? Yeah. Okay, so well, when I started the S3 bucket module, I told you guys, whenever we are uploading, right, anything, it is considered as an object, and that object will be replicated in 3 or more availability zones. Okay, now by default all the objects will be uploaded in the storage class standard. Okay, standard class. Okay, now this is the concept. Now what will happen? So standard class is expensive. Okay, so you cannot keep on accumulating data. Okay, today it will be like only 1 GB, but after some 1 month it will be 10 GB, then 100 GB. So you have to pay the price. Okay, for number of GBs. So again AWS is giving you an option. If you want to save further classes, you can always move the data from one storage class to storage class. You can obviously do that. So you can move from standard to standard IA, right? Then from standard 1A to standard uh, one zone IA. Okay, one zone IA, or you can also move to glacier and so on. Okay, so there is no restriction that from here to here, then here to here. No, you can directly from move from standard to glacier. It is, the choice is up to you. Yesterday we have seen the live demonstration. I will show it to you once again. For example, if you go to this bucket and if you want to upload the object, while upload itself there is an option. You can store the standard IA, one zone IA, and several others. but there is a restriction you should look into always, like minimum storage duration. From standard IA it will start, so you have to keep for 30 days. You cannot move the data from 30 days. Okay, so as you can see here, so from here you have to keep the 30 days, here also 30 days, but when it moved to glacier you have to start from glacier instant retrieval, glacier flexible retrieval is there, you have to maintain for 90 days. For deep archive you have to maintain for 180 days. So that is the concept, my friends. So these things you can do two ways. What is the first way? First way is as usual manual. So what you can do, you can just change the, while uploading only you can change the classes, or you can manually change the classes. So how you can do that, let me show you. Go to your management console, select any uploaded objects like this, okay, and select here and go to the action, and you can edit the storage class. So you can change the class here also, and not only changing the classes, you can do several other options. You can download, okay, you can share it with the pre-signed URL, okay, you can calculate the total size, you can copy, you can move, okay. So this is a very good option, you know share it with the pre-signed URL. It means that this URL is only valid for some minutes or hours, okay, like 12 hours. Sorry, what happened? So when I create this, I'm going to create for only 1 minute, just see. Okay, so I'm going to create for 1 minute and create a pre-signed URL. So you can copy this, and this URL will be available for usage, and this you can check it yourself. It will be valid for only 60 seconds. Okay, so this is available only for 1 minute, and then after that it will not be available. So we will keep it as it is just for our reference, then we'll try to access this after 1 minute. Okay, now what other things you can do? You can edit the object, you can rename the object also. Here you can change to moto logo 1 to something like that. Okay, then also you can change the storage class as I expected, and other metadata, and you can make the public ACL also. However, I don't recommend using ACL because after some 1 or 2 months it is going to be deprecated for newly created buckets. You getting the point? Yes. So that is the concept. Now manually also you can do, but what is the fun in doing manually? Will you there will be 100 of buckets, so will you go and everything you will change? No. So that is not a good practice. No. So in organization what they do is they have a special mechanism. AWS has provided us a life cycle rules. So if you create this rule, automatically the objects will be moved from one storage class to the another storage class. Okay, so how to create that rule? So click on create lifecycle rule, and I'm going to say, for example, for I'll configure this in such a way that I'm going to keep the logs for first 30 days in the standard. Then after 30 days I will move to the other storage class. Okay, now before discussing this, let us try to learn one more concept, which is versioning, which I have not covered. Okay, which is very very important. Okay, so before going to this automation, let us now concentrate on versioning. So what is this versioning? So coming back to the diagram here, versioning means whenever you upload an object without versioning enabled, it will not be tracked from the S3. It means tracked in the sense with the version number. Okay, for example, if you enable versioning and then you upload an object, then this object will be tagged with particular version number. Okay, it will be easier for us to track. In case of any accidental deletion, we can recover the data. How? So let me show you here. For example, now I have not enabled any versioning. Now if you go here, click on the object, this is the object, and click on the version, it says no, it does not have any versioning. Versioning means whenever you are uploading, it will be tracked under this version tab with some versioning number. So now let me enable versioning, then I will show you. Now I have enabled the versioning. Now if you, okay, now see here, that is the version null. So this is the current version. It means nothing is there. So we have enabled versioning after the upload. Now see, I will upload the same thing here. So going back to the bucket and upload the same thing. So go to upload action, add files, and I'm going to upload the same thing. Okay, now watch. Okay, so click here. Now, so this is what the version ID. You're getting the point. So with this version ID, you can track whatever you have uploaded. Okay, another I will example I'll give with the text file. Okay, then you will understand it really well. Okay, let me create one file. I think I have already one. Go to desktop. Mm, okay, so now let me, so this is, I'll write something in this. So this is written, I write something. So this is written after enabling versioning. Okay, so I'm saving it. Okay, now I'm going to upload. Okay, now what will happen, from the beginning it will be tracked with the one version number. Okay, now I made some changes. This is written after first upload. You're getting the point. This is written after first upload. So I am going to upload the same thing again. The name should be same. Upload. Okay, now if you go here, check the version. Now you have two versions. Okay, so the version now with this. If you want to go back to this version, you can always, what you can do, you can delete the current version and automatically the data will be go back to this. You can check it. For example, now if I try to access this, what am I getting? Copy the URL, that is, let me see whether it is valid now. Yeah, so now it is denied. So it was valid for only 1 minute. Now that is gone. So this is the concept of pre-signed URL. Okay, now I'm trying to access this. Okay, access is denied because what I have done, I have disabled public access. So let me enable that first. So how will you enable? So go to the properties, versioning we have enabled already, and then yeah, in the permissions, so you have to and confirm. Okay, now it is publicly accessible. Now what I'm getting, the latest version. Now if I don't want, if I want to go back to the old version, what I have to do, just go to those version Okay, isn't it? See here. So go to this and go to the version. Now I want to go back to the previous version. Just delete this. So permanently delete. Okay, that is also an object actually. Okay, but now see, so this is the concept of versioning. So versioning will help you to go back to a some point of time where you know the data was safe, or if someone deleted it. Okay, if someone deleted it, even then you can get back the data because of the version number. So I will show you. I'll try to recover the data. Let me tell you. So let me, somebody have deleted it. Think that somebody is deleting. Okay, okay, now nothing. Now I will also try to remove and save. Now I will try to upload a empty file. Let us see. And test upload. Okay, now let us see. I will get a blank one because nothing is there, but I can get back. I will try to get back the old data. So let me try that. You see, now you got the, so you can go back to this. So you can get you can delete these two. Okay, see, you can delete these two and you will get back the data, isn't it? So that is the benefit of, if the file name is same, see, you will get back one, at least some of the data. So this is the, even see, I uploaded a empty file. So this is the meaning of versioning. So versioning will help you to save your data into various versions. So how many, so this will work only if the object name is same. If you are uploading different object, it is considered as a different object obviously, and then that will have its own versions. So this will work only if the file name is same. Okay, clear about the versioning? So versioning will very important topic. Okay, so someone, if we are very keen on maintaining the data, then they will enable versioning, otherwise it's not required. Now coming back to the life cycle policy. Okay, so go to the management, create a life cycle rule. You can name it as 30 days life cycle policy, or you can say 30 days rule. That's it, 30 days. Okay, so you will mention apply to all the objects in the bucket. So yes, you can mention all the things. Yes, I acknowledge that. Now this is very important. Now there are five options. What are those options? Move only current version of the objects between storage classes. Current version means only the present data, meaning this one. The previous versions. So every object will have previous version, right? We discussed here. This is the current version, but if you have uploaded multiple times, it will have a recent data, isn't it? I mean, so many versions. So this will be the current version, and any other version below this will be considered as a non-current version. Okay, so you have to be very specific. Clear? So move current. So you can say yes, move only current. If you are bothered about only current data, then current version is okay. Or if you want to move all the versions, then you can move non-current version also. So is this clear? Move current version and non-current. Non-current means the previous version. Okay. Next. What does this expire current object? So expire current object means after moving, do you want to delete from the current storage class? Yes, you can delete. So you have to select this. Then permanently delete non-current version of objects. Yes. See, if you are, so this option will hold good if you have not selected this option. Okay. So in the down there will be a chart. I will explain. Okay. Then delete expired object, delete markers are incomplete. So if the objects have expired, then delete it. Okay. Now, as I have selected the first two, then that is the reason we have got the this one transition current version of objects between storage classes. This is for only current version. So where you want to move from standard to, okay, I will move for standard IA. That means I will keep for 30 days, correct? So first day it moved to standard, then I am keeping it for 30 days. The 31st day I am moving the data to standard IA. Then there is a restriction here. If I move to standard IA, I need to keep for another 30 days. Okay, that is fine. Again, if you want to add, you can add one more. You can after 61 days you can add one more class. But usually we don't do that. Okay. Now this is for the current one. Next, what is for the other one? That is non-current. So where you want to move? So you can move to one zone IA or glacier or deep archive. So that thing also you can mention here. So after how many days? That also you can mention as 30 days. And how many versions? Like you can mention 100 versions you can keep. You can say 100 versions you can keep. Okay. Now, expire current version of objects. What does it mean? See, for version enabled buckets, Amazon S3 adds a delete marker. We have already seen that. And the current version of an object is retained as a non-current version. So for non-version buckets, Amazon S3 permanently removes the object. So that is why we have to, when we have enabled the versioning, we need to also expire the current version of the objects. So how many days you want to expire? So I will mention 30 days. So this also you can mention after 30 days. 100. Otherwise, these objects will keep on, staying in the your buckets, and you unnecessary will be paying the fees. So this is the overall chart what we have done. So day 0 is the day when you upload the object to the bucket. That is the day 0. Then 0 to 30. So 1 to 30 they are going to sit in the standard. Then after 30 day, 31st day, they move to standard IA. That is for current version, this one. Okay, then after day 30 it will expire. So this is also same thing. The day 0, the non-current, that means the old versions will be added, and after 30 days it will move to where the 100 newest non-current versions are retained, and the other non-current versions move to glacier instant retrieval. So the 100 newest retained versions are retained, and then it is moved to instant retrieval, and from there it will be permanently deleted. So object expire means it is permanently deleted. Clear? So once you create this rule, then that's it. automatically it will be moved. Okay, but we are not going to create this. Okay, if you create also, you have to delete. Okay, so you can mention as 31. Okay, because 31st day, right? So you can mention 31. Clear? Okay, now this bucket, whatever the objects, it will sit for 30 days, and 31st day it will move to the respective storage classes as we have mentioned. Okay, so this was about the versioning. Clear? Now, so coming back to the properties, so we discuss versioning, tags. Okay, now this is something default encryption. So what do you mean by encryption? So encryption is the concept of securing the data during the transit. Okay, so if you enable encryption, then you need to access the objects in the bucket using the key. See, to upload an object with the customer provided encryption key, use the AWS CLI, AWS SDK, or AWS S3 REST API. So you need to use the AWS S3 managed key. Okay, so this is called server side encryption. So if you save the changes, then you will have to use the key provided by the AWS. Okay, so this is called the AWS encryption. Now next is intelligent tiering archive configuration. What does this mean? It means if you want to enable the objects to sit in the intelligent tiering, but anyhow we are not going to use this intelligent tiering, right? So that is the reason we don't use this. Okay, but if you are interested, you can always explore. Okay, so we don't use this intelligent tiering and it's not recommended. Okay, and if you want to server access logging, so this is another features. So if you enable it, okay, then it will, whenever you are accessing your bucket, the logs will get generated here. So when you enable server access logging, the S3 console automatically updates your bucket policy to include your access to the S3 log delivery group. Okay, so S3 bucket, so this is nothing but a S3 access logging. So whoever is accessing this, that particular logs will get generated. Okay, so if someone maintaining a highly secured environment, so they will enable this server access logging. Okay, so you need to give the bucket also. If you want to store it in the same bucket or another bucket, you can mention here. For example, OCA ambulance, and you can mention logs here and choose path. So it will be generated here. Okay, clear guys? See, log request for access to your bucket. Next, cloud trail events. Okay, so cloud travel events will help you. So what is cloud trail? So this we will take up in the coming module. Okay, so cloud trail is a security feature which will help us to capture who has done what in the AWS management console. Okay, so you can configure cloud trail that whoever is accessing this bucket, they will those details will be captured in the cloud trail console. Okay, now so if you want to configure, you can go to here and you can create a trial. Okay, so it will be captured, but not necessary all the details are captured as a whole in the cloud trail events. And the next is event notification. So what does it mean, event notification? Like if you want to receive any email, if any activities is going on, then you can create a notification. For example, like we were doing for auto scaling group, right? That whenever it is creating or deleting, I was getting an email. So same way, if someone is uploading or deleting, so for if you select this, you can choose a notification. We'll get the notification to our email ID. Okay, so you have to start with the event name, then prefix on what path you want to set, and for what kind of file extension you want to create for all the object create events, or you want to specify only put post or copy for object removal. Everything you can mention here, and for life cycle events, everything you can mention, and you can select the SNS topic. So this topic we created right that day, so it will send a message to your email ID. Okay, so those things you can configure with the AWS event notification. Okay, so these are all additional event bridge. So event bridge is basically for compliance related activity. Okay, so if you want to store any like send notifications to AWS event bridge for all these events in this bucket, you can also do that. Okay, so these are all enhanced activity which perform. Okay, next, what is this transfer acceleration? So transfer acceleration means if you want to update, see if the object size is very big, and if you want to enhance the upload speed, then you will go with the transfer acceleration. But this will come with the higher faster data transfer rate, see, which will incur a additional fee. Okay, so usually we don't use that, but these are some of the very hi-fi features provided by AWS. Okay, if you want the faster upload of your data, then you can enable this. Okay, then object lock. So object lock is something if you want to make sure that nobody deletes the bucket accidentally, but this option is only will be enabled at the time of creation but not after the creations. Okay, now this is requester page. So requester page is something if you enable, then the whoever is trying to access this URL, then they will pay. Okay, so the requester, so whoever is requesting for that URL, they will be paying the charges. Okay, so these are some of the, now we are going to focus on this static website hosting, so which we are going to do the project on website hosting. So we'll host our own private website on the S3 bucket. Clear? So you have to go to the edit and click on enable. Okay, but we are not going to enable website hosting on this bucket because it is no point, because I should have a domain with the same name. Okay, for example, I should have a domain like OCA, OCA ambulance dash CLA dash 1 like that, but I don't have any domain like that. So first I need to purchase a domain. Okay, so first let me explain what do you mean by a domain. Okay, so this is where a DNS will come into the picture. Okay, okay, this is our DNS server. uh, okay, so let me add one more component, which is router. PC. Okay, this is my PC. Fine. Okay, so now this is a router. Okay, so I am connected to the internet to via this router. Clear? Okay, let me change the router diagram. I will use this. Okay. So I am connected to this internet via router. Clear? Internet. Yeah, so this is the internet. So this is the internet. Now, have you ever thought whenever I am typing any, I am looking for any website and I will type www.facebook.com or say, yeah, facebook.com. So let us take the example of facebook.com. So how it will work? I am typing in my browser. So what will happen in the backend? Okay, so in every operating system, there is something called as a resolver. Okay, so just for example, if you tell your mobile simply call Mithun, will it dial? No. It will dial only if you have saved something like this. If you have saved my name, let me tell you, let me bring the mobile phone so that you understand. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is the mobile. And if you have saved something like this, MITHUN, my name, and you have put some mobile number like this, isn't it? If you have saved like this, only your mobile will understand, oh, Mithun means I need to dial this number. But if I have not saved my number, then will it understand? No, definitely it will not dial. So same thing happens with the computing and network devices also. See, computer doesn't understand this naming convention. Facebook and facebook.com, or it can be example.com, any website. Okay, so this naming convention is only for us because we humans doesn't remember the IP addresses. Can you tell me the IP address of Google? No, we just remember google.com or gmail.com. But every websites have their own IP addresses through which IP addresses only we are able to reach. Okay, and in every computer there is something known as a resolver. Okay, resolver is a person who will have the contact details. If you don't believe me, just press start and run cmd. Okay, open your command prompt. Where is this? Okay, it is opening little slow. Okay, and just type. Okay, and then forward slash display DNS. So what are you getting? So these are the domain name and the IP address. See, so every domain has a IP address. If your resolver, so this is the resolver. So the resolver will give you the IP address. See, client6.google.com. So this some IP is related to the Google websites. This is for API. You're getting the point. So we are able to reach because of this resolver. Okay, the resolver will give like this. So let me draw the resolver here. So this is the resolver. Getting the point. Now if the resolver does not have, then what is the what will happen? Okay, so if the resolver does not know, then what it will do, it will send the request to your internet service provider DNS server. So whoever is providing the internet service to us, right, even they maintain the DNS server. So the request will go to the its DNS server.
One question, sir.
Okay. Oh, the request will be something like this. Oh, do you know the
Okay.
website of facebook.com? If it has the information of facebook.com, it will give. Otherwise, it will come back to the resolver, and then the resolver will again send the request to the something called as root servers. So let me write the root server here. Okay, so root servers. So who are root servers? Like .com, .in, .uk, .co.in. So these are the root servers. They will have information about .com. So what is my website? Facebook.com. So when the request goes to this, okay, from the resolver, okay, then this root server will say, I don't know exactly about facebook.com, but I know about the .com. So you can contact the top level domain server. So who are the top level domain server? What's happening? So they will contact the top level domain or TLD server. They will have information about the facebook.com. Okay, then when the request reaches then the resolver will reach the TLD server. Okay, now the TLD server will say, yeah, I know some information, you have to contact this name server. The TLD server will give you the details of the name server. So what is a name server? Name server is a that server where it will have the information of the a record. It will be having like this. So for example, some IP address 1.2.3.4, then it will have like this a record and facebook.com. So it will have information like this. So this is the name server, and then when the resolver reaches the name server, then it will get the IP address, and with this IP address it will reach the respective website. And all this excuse me, all this process happens within milliseconds or sometimes seconds. And then this will happen only for the first time if the resolver does not know your IP address. You can try it today. If you are visiting the website for the very first time, it will take some time, but from the second time it will be very very quick. So that is because the resolver will store that information. It will store this info here. So from the very next time, it will not ask again with these people. No, it's going to directly connect to this website using the internet. Simple. So this phenomena is known as DNS, that is domain name service. Domain name, this entire process is called as DNS. So this is how the DNS works, friends. And this domain, you have to pay to some organization and
Sir, one
purchase your
question.
own.
Excuse me.
Yes, please.
Sir, you said facebook.com just
Yeah.
now. So how the resolver going to read that one? Is it in a binary way or it in a alphabetic way? If
It is
two
going to
servers
read
have
it.
got,
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
if Facebook and WhatsApp both are having the same binary value, how it is going to resolve the things?
How it will be having the same binary value?
If some has got same binary value, if
It
two
will.
website
It
have
is
got,
not possible. It is not possible at all. How it will have same binary value?
okay, I just want to confirm that one.
No, 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 no. It will not have the binary value. It will not convert your, from a letter to binary. No, it will not work that way. It
Okay,
will start searching for the this one. It will convert the name into IP address. That's it. It is not going to convert your name into binary. No.
Okay, okay,
I told you, right? The resolver is going to save the information like this in the name, in the form of a record. So
okay.
the domain name and the IP address will be there.
Hmm.
See, if you have carefully observed, it is not converting into binary here. What the resolver is doing, it is sending the request to the next person. Think that you want to have get a number of your college mate or a classmate which you don't have. So how will you get the number? If you have, say for example, if you want to reach your friend Ajay, who was your college friend, but you don't have his number, so how will you reach him? So first,
Another.
if you have it in your mobile phone, then you can dial him directly. That is the first case. Otherwise, then you will ask
Yes.
your friend with whom you are in touch. Say from
Yeah.
you will call some other friend, and then you will ask, do you have Ajay number? Then he will say, I might not have, but I know someone who can give you, like that. So this is called recursive request. It is not converting anything here. You got the idea?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, clear. See, the
Yes, yes.
binary value is only for this hexadecimal. This it will convert to in the binary, in the sequence of zeros and ones while transmitting the data. Okay. Now, this DNS you have to purchase from a domain provider. Okay, like we have GoDaddy, which is a very popular domain provider in India. There is Namecheap, okay, and there is Hostinger and several others. Okay, but I am going to use free now. Okay, so but I am going to use the free now because in the beginning they used to provide free domains, so which I am going to make use of it. Okay, and I have already purchased some domains. Okay, so these people, they are going to maintain the record, so everyone for that matter. Okay, say for example, IBM they have purchased their own domain IBM, so I cannot purchase with the same name, isn't it? So let me show you. So first let me log into the Freenom website. Okay, so I'm going to sign in with my Google. So click on my domain. So as you can see, I have purchased these websites. See, mithuntechtraining.tk, myaws.ml, microdegree.ml, smithun.gq, something blah blah blah. I have purchased. Okay. So once I purchase, now let me try to purchase one more domain. Okay. So register a new domain. Now I want to say I will type say IBM. I'll check for availability. Let's say. So it is available, but IBM.com, it is there for. So what is the IBM.name? I think it is not available actually. Let me check another website. Accenture. Okay, it is saying this much, but I don't think it will be available because it is already used by some other company, right? So Accenture.com. See, it is already used by some company, so we cannot use that. So I don't know why it is, it should not show like that. You can check here. If you check, it is checking. See, no, it is not available. See, simply it will say, but it is not available actually. Okay, you can search in another platform. Let me show you. Uh, see, domain is already taken, so they will display a message like this. If you want to have, you can use this ibm.store. So first you have to purchase a domain like this. It will cost you. So I will recommend everyone to go with this. You will get it for at least you can spend I think 150 rupees. Okay, so you will spend 150, but it is worth actually. You can practice this domain service. Okay, so please purchase this, and then we'll continue. Okay, so yeah. So once we get the domain, then we are going to, there are further other steps which I'm going to cover it on Monday. Okay. So any doubt, guys?
No, no, Mithun.